the concept of the Finternet for a world where individuals and businesses have control over their identities, credentials, and assets. Since we put out the paper, we spent over a year meeting with different public authorities around the world. These were central banks, capital market regulators, enforcement agencies, and others, like even local property registrars, asset managers, commercial banks, crypto companies, fintechs, really just to get feedback on whether this imagination of a world where individuals and businesses have the ability to unify that, so you're not split up today. For each of these assets, you have to go to a different bank branch or a different portal or a digital application. We could unify a lot of that on these universal rails that I mentioned. So we took that idea and thesis and really just stress tested it. And as we did that, actually a community started to form saying, hey, we believe in this. And this is a future that we want to build. And yes, there are gaps that exist, but this is actually what we want. This is what we're striving for. And so as that community started to grow, we decided that, okay, let's set up a network of labs to really experiment a lot of these ideas and test out our thesis. And that's how Networks for Humanity got created, which is basically a network of labs. We set it up in the US, set it up, we have one in India, which is where we are at, set it up in Singapore and one in Switzerland in the initial first phase. And the idea is through this lab ecosystem, we are running a set of missions like the Finternet, and there are a few other missions. Beacon is another one, which is a decentralized transaction protocol. But really the idea was through this lab network, figuring out how are we going to build this? What's the team? What are the gaps, infrastructure gaps, policy gaps? How are we going to bridge those gaps? What are the right operating models, incentives, so on and so forth. Just giving us an environment where we can get clearer on both what we want and how we're going to build what we want. So that's really where we are at today. The Finternet Lab is therefore an effort to build out a lot of the ideas that we put in the paper and bring them to life.